guys? This is Ramen coming at you with the Filthy Casuals podcast. And today we have the Filthy Casuals, starting with.
Yo, this is the Yeti.
Alright.
This is Zach.
And.
This is Dre.
There we go.
This is Dre.
Alright, so today we're just gonna have random video game chat because, yeah. Oh. I'm a piece of shit.
Wow.
But anyways, yeah, so we're going to have a random video game chat. Not really going to have much specific we're going to talk about. I did say last week that we were going to talk about, what's it called, Fallout today. We're going to may touch on Fallout, but we were all talking about it, and we just wanted to do it. I cannot talk. We just want to do a just overall chat. Yes, you see that I have our pictures up there. None of us were able to get pampered up today. We're also like all super tired because Yeti, Zach, and I went to some natural springs about an hour away from us yesterday, and we are tired. But we are here for you to listen to us. Now listen to us or else.
Don't lie to that. For me.
Right? I'm like, fuck you guys. I'm here for myself. Yo.
Nah, I don't even hear, bro.
Oh, also, and I'm basically not that good because of the fact that I've been watching Lost Horizon.
Okay. Alright, so let's start with Yeti. What have you been doing this week? I know you've had a lot of fun.
Puppies, 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 lots and lots of puppies.
Yay!
And they are a pain. I've been doing mainly that and playing Overwatch along with Final Fantasy 14. That's all I've done this week is puppies and 2 games.
Alright, how about you, Zach?
What do you call it? A ton of anime after I get off, after a good 8 to 10 hour day at work, right? So it's been a shit ton of anime. I think I've binge watching Clannad again. And that's pretty much it with me jumping in and playing on my new PS4 that I got. So I have been gaming. So it's been Shadow of Mordor and Star Ocean 5.
Alright, good. It's not, what is that? What was that movie? Ocean's 5? God.
Come on, man, it's Ocean's 11.
Whatever. God.
Wow.
Anyways, how about you, Dre?
Let's see. Other than basically watching Lost Horizon, I've been basically going back and forth between playing a game called Odin Sphere.
Odin Sphere.
Yeah, basically, like I got the storybook edition, and like, oh my gosh, I'm like in love with that game. It is so good, so colorful. The story is amazing, and I've also been playing Splatoon. Basically, so I've been going between back and forth with those two. Splatoon's kind of like basically my go-to casual games. Like I want to play whenever I'm just like, do I want to play a game? Yeah. Do I really want to like concentrate? No. So I just go play something mindless, which is basically Splatoon, basically.
I was shocked that you said Odin Sphere. Out of all the things, I have a greatest hits on the PlayStation 2 of Odin Sphere.
Odin Sphere, greatest hits.
Oh yeah, but one of my friends turned me on to it, and I was just like when I first saw it, like the minute I saw it, I said, I need to basically get this, and I need to basically get the storybook edition because I literally, it is just, oh my god, the art in that game is so freaking beautiful, and the story is so amazing. Like it was just so much fun.
It's like, I felt with that when it's like, oh man, the Drakengard games. When Drakengard 3 came out, I was like right there. It was at the golf.
Really good series.
Oh my god, and like the third one, like you get when you start playing okay, if you're new to like Drakengard is a very old PlayStation 2, PlayStation. I just remember it was on PlayStation 1, right, Zach?
I believe so.
As I remember, but if I'm wrong, someone in the comments or someone else somewhere else here will correct me. But Drakengard 3 concentrates on like everyone's like the ones who know Drakengard, right? That really was just an not alternative, but more of just the more lore on the world itself and in the talk of the goddesses of that what rule the world, and it's pretty much the younger sister basically trying to get up there and essentially killing off her sisters. They're not official. I guess they're not official sisters, but they're considered sisters. And the game itself is I would have to say the gameplay, right, is very low budget due to it being one of it's the generic Square team making a game to make some quick cash, but its soundtrack and its CG visuals and character design and its 2D art design actually does a wonderful job. But the problem was the gameplay. You could see, okay, when a game frame rate drops every time you start slashing, when you can see it like, and it only with processing wise. And it has that bias where it's like, with anything that's an Intel, it just doesn't seem to work. Or it shows problems.
Drakengard 1 was PS2. So it was PS2 only, essentially.
Oh, and then it's kind of crazy. On top of that, right, there was a game called Nier.
I've heard of that.
Which Nier, at the end of Nier, right, as you at the end of one of the Drakengards, you fly through a portal and two F-15s fly in right behind you. That is the world Nier. Not even kidding you. It is Nier.
What about the world far? Oh, you were talking about near. You got to talk about far.
You really did not even catch the joke.
Puns, man.
Oh.
The puns.
Because you said near, he said far. Near
Yeah,
far.
I didn't get the pun because I was in some concentrated talk.
Sorry, sorry. I was just giving you punishment.
God damn it! Not again. They tortured me on the car way into Atmore. They tortured me. So much puns. It burns us.
But it was all a good time though.
Yeah, I find them quite punny.
It was only that one in particular.
So other than competitive games, I got a question.
No.
What Zach and Shad, what other games have you been playing other than, do you play anything else but WoW, Overwatch, and League?
I don't really even play League anymore.
I don't know, I just was wondering.
That's fine.
So you've been doing some Diablo.
Oh, and redoing Res 5, trying to do an achievement run on a new, on my alternate account, so I'll have 2 accounts that have everything.
Well, there you go. Me. Go ahead.
No, is it bad that when it comes to League, it's just oh god, just. I tried playing that. Don't get me wrong. It's a really great concept, but it's just it is very much more complicated. Than what people think it is. It's just oh god.
Oh, it's very technically difficult game.
Yeah. Right. It's just for whatever reason, my mind's just nope, you're not gonna learn it. I can learn Overwatch because I can get Overwatch with it. With a good League, it's oop. Hope you're not gonna get it though. Even though it is a fun game, believe me, I want to play it, but it's just no. Even with it, funny enough, I can even understand him Smite, which is somewhat similar to who.
All it is League of Legends if it was third person and up close.
Yeah,
and
but,
to use
but here's the thing though. But it's weird. My mind can honestly grasp Smite before or League of Legends, and I'm just
well, let me put it this way: Smite is more simplistic. Put it that way, right? Trying to get League, and I don't like League, right? And I have my reasons for the ones who hear it. I don't like your characters. I think your backstories are crap. In my opinion, of course, right? I hate your art style. I have all this. I have reasons, but the point is, right? I come from the background of trying to get good at StarCraft, right? That's another game. But I will say, I have other friends that play League and actually aren't assholes. Are really good players, and I see from them that they do have to think and react a lot, and there's more mechanics than what I tend to when I do bash, because I won't lie, I do bash on that game. There's more to it than that. It's kind of just thinking you make 2 Marines in StarCraft and you run over and kill each other's base. Same concept there. There's more to it than just kill 2 turrets and get to the base. Just like StarCraft, there's a ton of strategy to it. More than what it looks like from the outside.
Yeah, plus for me, it's just it's not so much that the skills that basically gets me. It's the fact of like, oh, you have to like in battle, you have to buy like certain items up your character and all that shit. And I'm just like, okay, that's oh god, that's just way too much in my mind. I have to think about it in a certain frame period of time. Just like let me just worry about my skills and basically let my skills do the thing. Now, don't let me have to worry about items in the middle of battle and all this other kind of stuff. It's just like this, no, just no. But I mean, it's just like I don't mind the art style, some of the character backgrounds. It's just like they could be better, you know what I'm saying. And but it's just like it's just oh god, it's just no. 'Cause my mind is just like no, this is too much work for me. Man. It's just like I have to think this much. No way, fuck this shit, I'm out, yo. So. But like I said, I've tried League. I've given it a try multiple times. It's just that my mind is just like nope to it. Hell, I mean, like I said, even with Brawlhalla, I can get Brawlhalla, but when it comes to League, nope.
Just not your cup of tea, and your brain just is like, nope, not good. It just can't.
That's the thing. My brain is just like, no, just no.
I mean, talking about just fun games in general, like what Zach right there is. Diablo is a really fun, casual, like let's play with your friends kind of game. And I have to say, it's really well done in mechanics, right? It has enough lore to keep you going through it because there's so much to it. If you go from Diablo 2 to Diablo 3, and I'd have to say altogether, like as just a good multiplayer game of this generation that people commonly play, right? I really do like Diablo a lot.
Yeah,
it was for Blizzard wise, it was Diablo and StarCraft that were my like pretty much out of the three games back then were my I'm gonna hump basically.
Yeah, it's like one of those games.
My
where
life.
It's just like for me personally, would I probably ever pick up Diablo? I'm not really ever too sure, but like I do understand and why like people love it. Plus, no offense, it's Blizzard, so you know.
Well, it's literally you sit there and do the same thing for hours on end. It's literally a game where all you do is grind.
And Zach, and you know I'm very accustomed to doing that when it comes to a little game called Aeon, which is basically nothing but fucking repetitive bullshit. And yes, like I said, if anyone out there who's ever played Aeon, it is fucking repetitive bullshit. Anyone who's ever played it even will tell you there's a lot of repetitiveness. There's a lot of shit you have to basically go through. It used to have one of the most, in my opinion, savages for a community, and it was just like, oh my, I'm so glad that the community is now basically dead because essentially that game got fucking horrible, and it ate up 2 years of my life that we'll never be able to get back.
It's like nope.
No, it's just like I don't know. It's just the fact that look, Aeon used to be really, really freaking fun, but two things that killed it. One, where they basically went as far as with the game and the lore, they fucking just threw out like a giant and part of their mechanic system, and then two, the community for Aeon was just utterly fucking just unbearable. It's just like, see, like I said, whenever I play video games, I'm like this. It's something I'm playing to enjoy myself. I'm not trying to be like the best or like some fucking little elitist prickhole or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it just, I'm not like that. And so.
Or they're like screaming, you got no skill. And I'm like.
It's just like, oh my God. Like, and you get grown ass people who are older than all of us that will just act so fucking childish over the stupidest of things like, oh, if your DPS isn't like this, or oh, if you're, or oh, you're not, or your gear's not socketed a certain way, and it's just they will flip the fuck out, they won't play with you, they'll just be so fucking.
So now you went into MMO RPG assholes in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, yeah,
wow.
No.
That definitely switched topics.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
no, it's fine. It's a general talk of games, so that's gonna come up regardless.
Yeah, like I said, it was just like, no offense, the Aeon community is half the reason why I mainly play single player games. If I play multiplayer, I do not talk to people. Well, like, just no.
I mean, like a lot of people, like I grew up with like with a lot of the opposite, like the Super Nintendo, because my cousins would hand it to me, and then I would play it, or I'd be at my friend's house. And I don't know, to be honest, one of the like big games I did play, I was a Halo nut. I'm still like the Halo universe, but I used to like try to like get up there and be good at Halo. Like I used to sound like one of those annoying like competitive like I was annoying, put it that way. I think Shad, you would probably want to slap me. I was pretty damn annoying. I sounded like that guy who was basically, like, you're not doing good enough, you're not getting head pops, aim for the head, and I would just keep bugging you and spamming that, and then put that in a sophomore tone in high school, right? And just me being a high schooler and a sophomore at the same time, right, just sounds really annoying, and you know how I already sound. So imagine that sophomore high school. And I played like any kind of game. Like I was either playing like when StarCraft 2 beta came out, was that Halo, or I wasn't playing really much of anything but competitive games at one point in time. To be honest.
And I'll say like this: there's nothing wrong with being competitive. There's nothing wrong with like that. If that's something that's for you, that's just fine. But I've never understood the whole point of like being a competitive asshole. Because see, like for me, it's like this. Like the reason why I've never really gotten into any games like competitive is because of the fact I'm just like, what's the point? Okay, so what's the point of me getting really, really good at this game? That's just, what's the point? It's not gonna basically pay my bills. It's not gonna basically do nothing for me. All it's just gonna basically say, it just gives me bragging rights. Says I'm really good at the game. Like really, like I kind of.
Wait. So it's just what pretty much happens is, you know, I just think it's sad that it seems like the game industry is just, you know, more and more we're getting more games that are just completely competitive, and that attitude has actually just, compared to like games from like when we were sitting on consoles and like, you know, early PC gaming, right? Only because gaming has become popular that egotistic, you know, the egotistic of an individual, the superego of the individual, right, has taken that approach. And because of the popularity, and now we got a crowd of people who weren't geeks from the begin with, and they're getting into it. But there's nothing wrong with that, right? They, you know, I'm not gonna like trash on somebody because they just got into gaming and things like that. But sometimes that mentality.
No, you'd have to trash on all the people.
Or yeah, that.
It's like, it's like, I'm number one, I'm the best, fuck you guys, I'm the second kid, I'm the best, and I'm just like, seriously?
I've seen that even in MMOs. It was like one of the guys in my FC a while back, right? Was that guy that like in Final Fantasy Realm Reborn, right? Was that guy that like that would get mad at people sometimes, like that you'd hear him like bitch about how people did, like, you know, you went back to your whole DPS concept where it's like, you're not DPSing hard enough, healers should be DPSing, but it isn't their job kind of thing in a raid. Or like, you know, or like he'd get mad if like we weren't killing mobs fast enough, right? But he has and there's no, it's like quite literally a gun bard and a regular bard. They're low DPS, and he's getting mad because, you know, the other it's a machinist that does not deal a lot of damage. In Final Fantasy Realm, they're low DPS. They're a subclass you can get from being a bard, essentially. As I recall, correct? Zach, have you looked into it?
Yeah, I think it's bard.
The machinist, I don't believe machine. Was that one of the
Like I forgot that yet.
Realm Reborn classes?
No, that's a Heaven's Ward, as I recall.
What if it was Heaven's Ward? You don't have to have a subclass.
No, Heaven's Ward. It was 2.0 something.
I'll look it up.
No, but it's just like, I don't know. That's like, for me, it's just like, for games, like, I don't know, like the whole competitive aspect, like that's something that's still like very brand new for me. Like I said, with games, I look for more games that are like story driven. I look towards like gameplay, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you know, like I said, you know, I love, you know, I love, you know, stories, you know, lore, like what are these characters? What are their stories? You know, how does how's the gameplay? Like how does it play and stuff like that? Those are the things that matter to me. Like being competitive and being the best. It's just like it's whatever basically to me, because it's just like I say, you know, to me it's like, look, being competitive is, you know, it's great, but it's just like it doesn't add any form of like true value to me. So that's why I'm just like for myself, I just don't look towards it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, which is why I tend to stick with mainly just like RPGs and stuff like that, because they don't focus on like a competitive aspect of game.
Or they're just worrying about mechanics, you know, because that for me, because I'm Dre, trust me, you're talking to somebody who, you know, you already heard me. I like narrative, right? Out of the games I'm playing, like why I bought a PS4 is because the consoles, what's left of them, right, are dropping like legitimate RPGs with story and things like that. They're trying to like involve that kind of stuff onto the consoles. and a lot of PC games, right, is like they'll bring RPGs, but they're not new RPGs. They're like we're now porting it from PSP or like Nintendo. You know, they're not. There's no PC scene for legitimate RPGs, but that would make perfect sense because what did the consoles really bank on in the late 90s to into the early 2000s? Zach, you remember all those JRPGs that would spit out? And Ray, that's what I'm into, like complete narrative-based games and interactive stories over it being, the mechanics should, I still can judge the mechanics are good, but I'm more worried about the story and, you've already heard that.
Okay, so I looked it up, and the Mechanist was Heaven's Ward. So
Heaven's Ward.
You don't need build up. It's just level 30.
It's probably that stereotype that I just think most bards go for it. Sorry. I just see a lot of bards go for it. Like, if you're a bard, they usually are machinists with it. Yeah, I got a point.
Right, plus I mean, like, for me, it's like the closest thing to, like, I guess, competitive gaming that I like is when, like, it's like fighter games, you know what I mean? Stuff like Smash Brothers.
Or
and
Evo. You like Evo.
Evo?
Like everyone, Evo, the world's largest fighting game tournament.
Hell yeah.
What that was. I'm not even getting. I was like, what?
Yeah, it actually just happened.
Okay, no, it's just like and plus I don't know what it is about fighters, but it's just like that's the side of competitive that I can basically get into because it's just like I don't know, it's like learning each character, how they fight, all that kind of stuff. But, well, then again, it could also come from the fact that I like strategy and stuff like that. That's probably also another reason I like fighters. But yeah, pretty much like I said, fire games. That's like literally the closest thing to competitive I will get towards.
Well, if you look at the highest level of fighting and competitive, it's actually not just Soul, except for like 3 or 4 people in the MVC 3 scene, but mostly it's just good-natured fun.
It's really good, and if you go watch like Evo, right? There's a lot. It's more like, oh, he got wrecked, but it's not like it's not toxic. It's not toxicity. It's not toxic. He got wrecked. It's like, oh my god, he just, like how they do, sometimes how football sounds when it's not being toxic, basically. That's exactly how it feels like when you're just sitting in one of those when you're listening to one of those tournaments. And fighting game, that's where and Zach knows this, and I don't know, Shad, do you know that that's where I like competitive gaming, fighting, I'm with Dre on that.
I don't know.
I think it's so fun to watch.
I've never had an interest in watching.
To me, that is fun to watch. Or it's like I used to watch, like, you go, there's still like, if anyone knows what Guilty Gears is, or the ones out there, right? There are still a couple, like, where if you go watch some of the Japanese stuff, or you find some, I do recall there are still Western tournaments for it, is Guilty Gears tournaments.
Dude, they have Guilty Gear at Evo.
Yeah, they do. But I mean, like, Soul away from that crowd, pretty much.
Well, yeah, even outside of Evo, there's major tournaments. It's just, I think it was a year or 2 ago. Let me look it up.
I mean, did you see any of the gameplay to Zerd?
Of what?
Did you play any or see gameplay of Zerd? Guilty Gear Zerd? XR?
I think they had that at Evo, but I didn't watch it because I'm not much of a Guilty Gear fan.
I'll have to buy the game when it gets on sale, and me and you just try to pummel each other together on it.
But yeah, plus it's just like, I don't know, like, was it for me? Was it one, like, the very first, like, one of my very first games, like, one of the first, like few games I ever played was Mortal Kombat, which of course I think is like a lot of people's introduction into fighting games. And I just remember just like playing it and just having so much fun with it. And like, basically with my family, we would just play like Mortal Kombat because my family we're heavily into Mortal Kombat, and I'm just like, oh gosh, I love it. So that's where, like, I guess, like, my love for fighter games come into play. Plus, it's just like, seeing the different characters, seeing like what their their combos are, their special moves. It's just like and basically it's just very interesting to me. So
it's fun because like it for once it's one of those feels where it's like when I get good at a character, right? I feel like I achieved something, and that's where my feel for that comes in with a fighting game. It's because you mastered all the combos, and there's like a 36 like list of all their combos, quite literally, and then probably through about 10 of them, after about 10 of them, it gets like super hard. Like you quite literally are pushing triangle, X, square, quarter circle. You're doing a ton of quarter circles on top of it. On top of that, it's like the actual combos, like button wise, is like fucking 16 buttons long, and you have to do it fluently, otherwise the combo won't work.
Right, now see, like, here's where some people are probably gonna like disconnect with me. Okay, I like fighting games where where pretty much the characters, all the characters that come from the same universe. I'm not really too big on the whole like bringing characters from different universes and bringing them together for like one big giant thing. I mean, even though yes, I will basically play like Dissidia, but like they're still all technically Final Fantasy, so I kind of count them all as in the same thing. But it's just like I don't know, like Smash Brothers. I was so many people love like Smash, and it's just like I mean, for me, it's all right. It's not that worse where like with Mortal Kombat or say hey like with Tekken, they're all from the same freaking universe. Like they're all from like the same game. If that makes any sense.
You like fighting games that are individually just their own world kind of thing, not like let's make everyone come from this other universe versus this universe and have them fight kind of thing.
Right, because it's just like it makes no sense and it doesn't really it is not really much story that you can do with it. Whereas really with Mortal Kombat they can do a story because the characters are from that world.
But
So
you gotta this is where I'll say this, but you gotta remember fighting games are more mechanical than story driven. That's the thing.
true. I'm just saying if they wanted to do a story, I'm saying.
They wanted to do. I mean, for instance, one with a story, but I mean, I liked it, but I wasn't like a fanboy for it. Was like Blaze Blue and the Guilty Gears was one of my favorite for like the story and having like a good scene behind it with mechanically wise.
Yeah, and I understand. Yeah, they're not really story driven; they're more mechanic driven, which is basically perfectly fine. I don't know. It's just that for me, it's I don't know. I've always found the concept of okay, here I am playing Pikachu and I'm fighting Link, and I'm just like, what? The literal actual fuck. Or like, oh, here I am playing Marth and I'm fighting what's another Smash character?
Game and Watch.
Yeah, like Game and Watch. I'm just sitting here like, okay, hey, this is just so random, dumb AF. Plus, like I don't know. Plus, and I also say like just another reason I don't like Smash is it's not that I don't like the art style. It's just a factor of like.
Or like, here's one. This is a Japanese fighter that released just recently. But it's like all different companies, like oh man, since a lot of you don't know the companies for like anime companies and game companies, Japanese wise. But it's like, I'm not trying to look down on you. I'm just like the really like they did. It's called like Fighting Bunko essentially, and they had like it's a crossover where they make like okay. As anyone, do you know what Toradora is? Okay, it's a well written 2010 high school romance. You know the plot, but the character development and the story, you just know what it is, but it's well executed. Right? You're having Taiga, the story between Ryuji and Taiga falling in love, the dragon and the tiger, balls. But you have Taiga as a character in there and watch them fight, or it's like what was it? It was a fighter called Aquapazza, where I'm with you on that. I don't like when they just do fighters or they just cross over. These are all 2D fighters, right? When they just cross over like these random characters that make no sense why they're fighting there. Why are they there?
That sounds like the Sunday morning or Sunday morning manga versus anime game series that they do over in Japan.
Yeah, and I don't really. Like I'm with Dre on that. I don't have a cup of tea for that. It's not like because I don't just play. I do when I try to get good at a fighter. I am mainly just there to become a badass and be skilled, quite literally.
Right, but it's like fighters. It's just like okay, for instance, say like with Mortal Kombat or Tekken, right? There's a level of just like. See, those to me, like, are fighters, because when I imagine, like, a fighter game, I imagine just, like, like, these really, like, cool, badass characters and all this other kind of stuff. Whereas with, like, Smash, it's just, like, okay, you really can't, there's just, it's just so freaking random, and I'm just like, no.
But I'm gonna use the words of, Yeti over here. To be fair, though it is gameplay wise, it actually it has always been pretty damn good. And for the scene that plays Smash, right? It is still a very well, but just as a fighting game, I get you're not into it. We've already basically. I'm not like, but
it's not like up there basically for me. It's just like if someone said, well, what type of fighting game you go to? Smash wouldn't be like my first go-to.
Yeah.
But would I oppose to playing Smash? No. Because like I said, there are good aspects to Smash that basically that I do like. It's
I
just
mean,
the fact,
I love it when you get your friends together, right? And you need a quick game to play, and you don't have anything to play because you've been too busy playing like a paid sub MMORPG. So not everyone has it because people don't want to pay subs for some odd reason. And I get if they're poor and they live on their own, they have bills or they have a kid, they can't do it. So and it's a way like we're putting in that aspect, or they just don't like paying out for that kind of game and they're not into it.
yeah,
But what I'm saying here is pretty much is like freaking Smash is just fun to sit down with my this is how I see it, is a really fun, mechanically built fighting game between all the Nintendo characters, and that's what it's there for. And I mean, we could go on all day about talking about preferences, how we would not prefer to like play that over this, but we're trying to like game wise, it may be popular, it may have all this hype, but I won't deny the fact that their gameplay hasn't just improved every time.
right, And one thing I will say though about Smash, I will give it over like something like Mortal Kombat, something like that. It's a very like neutral game that like anybody they can basically enjoy, because it's just like say like, oh, you're a fan of like Pokemon, but you're not a fan of Zelda. There's a character for you. Like there's character, like the character roster spans out from so many different like franchises. Basically there is a character for you to basically play, and it's a very like neutral game that everybody can basically play without having to really know anything about the character. Basically, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, the one thing you didn't bring up was the longevity of freaking Melee.
Oh gosh.
Because that was still being played on the highest level in Evo itself, actually.
And oh my God, Zach, I didn't bring that. It wasn't brought up, but shit, it was just brought up, and it's so damn true. Evo has that is one of the Evo's like big call tos. Like when it comes to fighting games in general, like you will see Smash. There's no way you're not gonna see Smash.
Well, you get both Smashes in Evo. You get both Smashes.
Well,
Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, and is there one more?
It's Blaze Blue, as I recall, got big again. Not as big as Guilty Gears, but it's out there.
I actually don't think they did Blaze Blue this year.
They didn't do Blaze Blue this year? Because I swear to God, I saw it one year. Okay, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
No, that was 2014 when Galileo did his like the world's greatest comeback.
I mean, real quick, here's another question. Getting off the fighting game topic, real quick. Did anyone play the new Lara Croft game? Not the new one, but did everyone play the reboot game essentially?
Tomb Raider.
Yeah, just regular Tomb Raider.
I have it. Yeah, I've played a good bit of it.
I really enjoyed the game.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it was. It was just like it gave you that like it was just a wonderful, fun adventure game, and that's what that's what Lara Croft has always been. But seeing it reboot like they did, Square funding it and having their name on it did not tarnish it. Seeing like what they had done, it being brought back like it did, I actually see it as an improvement. It's no longer just that standard girl with the two pistols and you shoot the enemies and you adventure, which is cool. I still like playing the old. I still enjoy playing the old Lara Croft games because I still have them. I enjoy
them for console.
Hell yeah.
For PlayStation.
That's how I played them. I played those. I've always played them. But
dude, that new code on console, man, that makes you suicide.
No, but honestly though, when it comes to Tomb Raider though, I will admit though, just like that is one game that like looking at it now, it's so crazy to see like how far it's basically come, because it's just like when I was a kid, I just didn't really think too much of it, but I'm just like, wow, man, like that game, it's amazing how long it's actually basically lasted for. You know what I mean?
I mean, they put a lot of budget into that game too. Like the original, like that reboot of Tomb Raider was like, holy crap, I got enticed. I love the adventure, the gameplay, and the kind of open world aspect. Not as open world as I wanted it to be, but it was still pretty damn open world enough to be still not open world in the sense, but it was enough you could go to different areas and adventure, find little lore pieces of what you're into, And I heard the second Tomb Raider, the reboot series wise, has been it did release, as I've yet to even buy it, but I really need to. I keep hearing good things about it.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, but side note about the new one though, just really quickly though. Oh, like is it bad that like I don't know why, but like have any of y'all played the new one or seen the new one?
I haven't played the new one.
I saw trailers. That's about it.
Oh my gosh, when y'all when y'all see the death scenes in that game, like it is so fucking funny.
Oh, I've looked up the compilations of them, but I haven't actually played it.
The bad part of it is, though, it's just like, is it bad that the reason why like I did it, like I went and actually went to play like on the PC was because of I'm just like, oh god, those death scenes.
No.
Like it's so fucking funny to see like her get like mauled by a bear or some shit. Like I purposely like really got mauled by a bear just because I fucking could. Like,
You're just like I just enjoy like you walk in there, you're like, what is your goal today? Just to die.
Like no, you just see me like I played like I forgot which GTA was like literally I didn't even do nothing. I just ran around just fucking like shooting people and bitches stealing cars and shit.
Yeah, that's about right. I mean, I get that like GTA is not for everyone, but the new one, like I was looking at like how they set it up, they did a good job.
I've always preferred Saints Row to GTA personally.
I'm with you on that because I would still play Saints Row before the GTA 5.
Oh, no,
It's just I'll buy it when I see GTA 5 get on a Steam sale and it actually is lower than $35, like maybe like $15. That's when I'll probably end up buying it for myself and just playing it.
Or if you get lucky and can find a GTA bundle for like 50.
Oh
where
yeah.
you just have all of them.
Oh, just to let you guys know, did I tell you guys that I actually downloaded Get Out of Hell basically because it was.
Trey, I need to play with that. I need to play with you in that because I need to get the achievement for multiplayer.
Oh my god! So like, I've never played a Saints Row game, but dude, that game is so much fun. Like
yes, it is.
Because it's just fun just to go around and do like mindless shit. It's just like
that's what it's good at.
I really pissed off my friend Thomas because I just kept stealing cars, just like crashing into shit and basically getting our notoriety. After he was getting pissed, I'm just like, what? I just
holding off against the cops. I got 3 and 4, Zach. By the way, that's another multiplayer game we can play together.
I need to play those because I also need the achievements in those.
Yeah.
And plus, what's it called? Oh yeah, car surfing. Oh my gosh, like I'm actually getting really good with car surfing for whatever reason. I'm just like, being able to sit on top of a car and surf it. I'm just like, yay! Hey, it's so just random and stupid, but I love it.
Yep.
I mean, after you beat it and like achieve everything in about like 5 times, 3 and 4, right? You're just kind of like, screw it. You know what? I'm going to just use cheat codes. Yeah, it's like one of the few games that have legitimate cheat codes you can just punch in and be done, kind of thing. Yeah, and I just sit there. I'm rich as hell, and what I do is just I just get as much. I get the weapons I want, and what I do is make my minority go up. And like I'll make sure not to conquer the gangs if I restart, kind of thing, right? And just have the police and all the gangs fight and be trying to kill each other while I'm killing them. That's one of the really fun concepts of that game. Even though you can do that in GTA too, but not.
Here's where I'm not gonna lie though, like I don't know, y'all might find this like a little bit weird, but it's just like I like games where it's just like they have a little bit of like they're a little dark and weird, like going at like any game where it's like, oh, you get sent to hell, or like a hell aspect, or like an apocalyptic kind of thing, or like there's like demons and gore and shit like that. I love
like
that.
Dante's Inferno. Like Dante's Inferno.
Very exactly. Like I love that kind of shit. Like I don't know, because I've always had like this fascination with like demons and going to hell and all that kind of shit. So it's just like anything to spark my fascination, A+ for me. I know people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Well, at least Get Out of Hell has some fun gameplay, and you can get the weapons of the 4 horsemen.
Really, no offense, like Dante's Inferno was literally nothing more than a glorified God of War. Like, let's get real. It was literally a god of. It was literally.
I would agree. That's what it felt like when I was going through it. I was like.
But see, here's the thing though. The people who, I feel like some people who were developing the game, they were also doing Dante's Inferno as well. Oh, so that was literally like it felt like that, and I was just like, okay. I was like, okay. Like, I didn't hate it, but a part of me is just kind of like, okay, like, so y'all really just basically repeated it. Seriously. I don't know. Like, to me, that was just a little bit lazy, but it wasn't bad though. So for what it was.
As we talk, Shad's like passed out. Like.
No, I'm still here. I'm just listening.
I know. That's what you.
No. It's just like I'm so sorry. Like I know. I was just like we're probably just talking about stuff that he can. Like, he's just like, oh, I have no idea.
No, you're perfectly fine. I'm just, like I said, I'm just tired today. And I haven't had much to input in the conversation. I'm still listening, so I can steer it if it needs to be steered. I mean, you could just say like that song, Jesus Take the Wheel. That could be related to this podcast. I'm just here to take the wheel.
Okay, so, but one thing I will give it though, like that I have gotten into recently, what something like what Splatoon kind of did, it kind of sparked it was the whole aspect of like playing with the team to achieve a common goal, which is why I love like Overwatch is because the fact that it's just like you have to basically play with like a team to basically reach a common goal, which again I guess because like if I which I was never really into, but like I kind of wish I did kind of get into to a little bit more, or at least I wish I did now because it's just like, oh my gosh, because like Overwatch is just like, it's life. Like I'm anyone out there that knows, like like I said, I'm just counting on the days until I can basically get it because like, I just keep seeing so much crap.
I'm really looking forward to when I want to probably do my PS4 buy for it because I'm gonna get it for both eventually, right? And I'm gonna probably play it for a while on the PS4, and then I'm gonna switch to the computer, and it won't be much because that's not gonna bug me at all. But
to be fair, there is big differences between the two.
Yeah, there's big differences, but the gameplay experience and fun it will probably not diminish at all.
Right.
Yeah. But a lot of the mechanics do change.
But basically it's just like, but was it like honestly, like I always admit like Overwatch is one of them series where it's just like I really want I want the best for it because like I see so much potential for the game.
I actually like the art. I like the character design. I enjoyed their backstory. Like I just went through and just like because I haven't bought it yet and I really haven't played it. I only watched gameplay videos and how to play it, and that's pretty much it. And I've seen the trailers and everything like that. I enjoy. I think the characters are really cool. I don't know what it is. It's like you should read into the characters. They actually, it's Blizzard though. You have a legitimate writing staff. You don't just have some, like. We do this as like a side hobby, or we relied on our buddy Joe to be like, hey, you need to make all these characters for us. We don't know what the hell we're doing.
No, they know the fuck they're doing, and basically
they know what the fuck they're doing.
Like I said, it's just like, and that's the thing. Like for me, it's very hard to like make me care about like a franchise like a lot. But this is one franchise I'm just like, okay, this needs to like be a thing and stay high. Like I want this to. I know it will never be WoW popular. But if it can like get up there somewhere, I would really like it because I do see this actually having a lot, like having like longevity and actually it being fun if done properly. Because because like I said, it's so much fun. It's just the characters are amazing, the backstory is amazing. Like I said, I think they could even like do like a movie or like even just like an animated short or something like that. They could literally do so much with it because it's such a it's a universal franchise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from. I mean, it has so much memes that you could quite literally tie the memes and fan fiction based on it and make a story out of it with the help of their writers. And like, in general, I really hope they add a single player campaign too while they're on top of it. Because when they make a multiplayer / storyline based game, look what happens. They're successful. I mean, I guess they don't have a lot to be like, oh, it's been successful because they've quite literally banked on like 3 titles for many years now, and only now they're starting to get out of the box. But because of that concept, now they're trying to get out there and make more games, kind of thing. It's like Heart of the Swarm to me was a fun, casual MOBA. Because you didn't need why I didn't get too butthurt about the characters, because you could relate to the characters you played, because you'd played, like, you knew them in their stories from, like, WoW, Warcraft, did they reference that, or they, just regular Warcraft, or they referenced, or like StarCraft or Diablo, and the characters played like a similar aspect to the actual games, or their ability, they had abilities, but it felt like you were playing the Crusader. You actually were swiping with the abilities, and that's why I enjoyed it, right? You didn't need to worry about the backstory at all, right, to really get enticed to the characters, and the mechanics were fluid. I mean, League of Legends had more time to refine it, but Blizzard showed they could make a quick one and it be just as in its own right, not as successful, but still be successful. And then now their Overwatch is their first big, get the fuck away from their 3 titles, literally. Overwatch, I have no doubts. Like, you can call me a fanboy, people out there, but Overwatch, as I will creep into it, basically, I don't doubt that it's gonna be one of their big their poster games. It's already there, pretty much. It's their big poster game. It's getting the hype, but it's worth the hype.
But listen, like,
so you're essentially saying EA believes the hype.
Oh God, really? Really? You had to do that to me. You had to like, oh, Zach, why? Or Yeti.
You set yourself up, man.
I did.
No, don't feel
Oh.
bad. I literally have not called Shad Ramen once during this entire thing, so you're perfectly fine.
If you call me
I mean-
Zach, everyone will know because there's two of us, and if one's calling the other Zach, then it's
You know,
obviously
yeah.
you're talking to.
I think I've reverted to Asian Zach like once or twice as Asian Zach with some just like I need to stop doing that because I'm gonna become comfortable calling you Asian Zach, and then that's gonna be like your new thing.
Yeah, no, he's Asian Zach.
Look, and then you have like a group of like, you know, like tourists. They're like, what the hell is wrong with these Americans?
That's when you look at him and be like, his name is Zach, and he's Asian. And then you look at me, his name is Zach, and he's white.
I mean, until
He was here first.
until the last podcast, Asian Zach was a secret Asian Zach.
Really,
I've had that pulled on me before, so don't worry about it. I don't get offended by that one.
a secret age. Wow.
Secret Asian man.
No. Secret Asian Zach.
Asian
Secret
Zach. Oh.
Asian Zach.
You gotta love the puns, y'all.
They're quite funny.
Oh gosh.
Lord.
Get out, Shad. Just leave.
No, just done. No. But still, but just like, yeah, like I said though, you know, because I don't know, for me, it's just like, it's not the fact that I'm picky, it's just the fact that I like what I like, right? And if you can get me to care about it, to me, that means it's good. Because, like I said, I don't like a lot of stuff, believe me. Like, y'all know me. I'm sorry, I'm the biggest anti-shooter fan that you'll ever basically meet. But somehow, basically, Splatoon got me to actually like shooters, believe it or not. It was, but then again, at the same time, it's not really, well, never mind. Anyway, but still, like I said.
I mean, yeah, it's a
No,
shooter.
it's a third-person shooter.
Yeah, and it was, but basically, it's just like, it doesn't follow the same traditional
No.
stuff, basically. But no, but like I said, but if you can get me to care about it, it means that it's good. Like, honestly, it's just like, if I to say their best game, like, for me, it's just that Overwatch is like number one, and then World of Warcraft is really like number two for me. And I know, it's just like some people can be like, really? And I mean, and I played like a little bit back in the day of World of Warcraft, not a lot, but it's just that, I don't know, but it's just Overwatch is just like, it's everything. Like, I wake up and I think about it. I go to sleep and I think about it. And if that is literally the case, that means that yes, you have something good on your hands. So Blizzard, don't fuck it up.
WoW's the game that I'll play, and I said that we talked about this, me, Yeti, and Ramen. We talked about this while we were standing in the shallow end up at the we went to Defianic Springs or Morrison Springs, and we were talking about like they were talking about trying to get me into WoW because I had played it when I was a kid on the first expansion, the so-called Golden Age, as they said, correct? But it was good, and
That was
pretty
my
much.
word.
I was like, I pretty much pay my sub, right? I'll go buy the games, but you pay my sub and I'll play. Because it's like, I need to actually play it to see, you know, I've watched the story gameplay. Like, I just sat there on YouTube and like watch someone go through the story. Was not impressed at all. But, you know, it'd be fun to have so I could rate her with Shad. Because just like, he could get on Realm with me, so we're just playing both. So we'd have another game to play together, you know?
Right, like, I mean, I'm slowly downloading it, because thanks to Ramen, I got like a 30-day trial, basically, which, like I said, I will basically get that done.
He's got a free trial that he has like 15 days left of.
Not 15 days.
I'm joking.
But no, like I said, no.
You're right, it's 5.
Oh, God.
Gee, thank you, Yeti. You're just so freaking lovely. But yeah, so
I'm
no.
so
It's just
kind, aren't I?
no, it's just the fact that, like, you know, I wanted to get into WoW. It's just the fact that, like I said, it's just the factor of, like, paying for the subscription. Like, I just don't, like, have money to basically do it, and that's the biggest problem. It's just, like, because if it wasn't for that, like, if it was more so free, I would have already been, like, getting into WoW, because it's just, like, I've researched, like, the characters. Like, I haven't done too much about the story, because I want to kind of, like, keep that a bit more of a surprise, like, looking into, like, different characters and how they're built and all that kind of stuff. It's just like, oh, I love it. I just love it. Like, you can ask Chad. I already have, like, the 2 characters that I want to do. I already know which characters I want to do. I just have to figure out.
I don't even know what characters you want to do.
Yeah, like, what, you think you do or you don't?
I don't. I think you said something about
I
a warlock.
I want to do a warlock and a priest. case. Like I already know which characters I want to do. I've literally looked at the majority of the characters. I'm just like literally the two that interest me the most is basically a priest and was in a warlock because like I said, because a warlock is how I normally like to play games because it's just like they do like
Warlocks
summons and
are
stuff.
crazy in this new X pack.
Mm.
Warlocks are really good with this new patch that just came out.
Yeah, because it's just like I like to play a more of like summoning characters that have like summons and shit like that because that's just like my play style basically. He like what is it? I mean, I had like a spirit master and Aeon, and I have a summoner and blade and soul, and it's just like that. Cause to me, summoner is more so like just the class. It's like the class basically like for me basically. Mm.
Me, okay, so basically, Zach, the Yeti over here, main's a black mage right now, currently. I work on his Dragoon, correct, right?
I am working on my Dragoon.
And, I like getting in a dungeon with him, we'll just, like, burn things up. I like blowing shit up or tanking.
Nice.
That's how it goes.
Nice. Yeah, but it's just like, and then like the reason I like with priests is because the fact that like, I don't know, like I like the healing classes because I can solo with them and I can just basically heal myself. So it's just like if I play a priest, just let everyone know, don't expect me to heal you because I'm worrying about myself. So I'm one of them priests. I'm just like, look, I heal myself mainly. I'm in it for like myself. So just if there was some such things like like well no there probably is where it's just like there's like a priest that's basically like DPS. That's what they can heal themselves. That would basically
her name is Rain.
Or, Shadow Priest and WoW can do it.
Really, Yeti?
Yeah, but
really?
Yo.
You had to use her.
Hey, she told. I've heard the stories, man.
Oh man. Oh Rain.
No, but believe it or not, that's literally.
I love the rain.
That's the build that I wanted to do while I was literally a shadow priest because I'm just like you know what. Yeah, I just want to worry about myself. Fuck everyone else. Well, plus,
Hey.
hmm?
I also what's crazy, right? So far I only got like 5 classes pretty much. Or something like that. I got a paladin, right? In Realm. This is Final Fantasy Realm. I got a paladin, I got a black mage, I got a dark knight, and I got a healer. Okay, so I only got 4. Sorry for miscount. Like so far to be honest, me and Zach have bad luck with astrologians. Seriously.
Astrologians.
Like in that game, they essentially are like a green mage, or essentially they're a mage that buffs pretty much the party, also heals them, right? We just always get like these horrible, like they don't like to buff the party or use their cards as much. They just worry about healing pretty much. And then when we get a scholar, that's another one that we just tend to be like the guy doesn't cast enough like shield, like their ability is to cast shields around people essentially. They heal less, but they can cast a shield that like if they crit on, like let's say they drop like 1,000 on you, right? Until that enemy does over 1,000 damage, right? You don't have to worry about it. So if they keep casting those, they're called Lokiums. They keep dropping the shields. Guess what happens? Right? The tank doesn't have to crack the buffs and stuff like that. That's what type of healer they are. Essentially, they basically shield the party. And then you got white mage, that what I am, right? We can heal everyone the best.
Yeah.
And that's what I play right there. I'm a white mage, but I'm not geared yet.
See, like personally, it's just like look. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry, but just like now, as far as like, cause see, for me, it's just like look. As far as tanking, I've tried doing tanking. I'm not a very good tank, and when it comes to healing, for me, that's just way too much responsibility. Like, I just want to basically be able to stay in the back, do damage, and basically, if I can heal myself, great. And normally, most of the time, the two classes that games gear that towards is summoners and basically DPS as priests because they can just take care of themselves. So it's just like, wait, what? Okay. So, I'm saying, how long have we been going on for?
Well, we're about 50 minutes right now.
Yeah.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
It feels like longer.
Oh,
I mean,
it feels like
when we're talking general, like we were only hit like a couple, like a small bit about the game so far.
Well, I know, right? I'm just saying, like, we only got 50 minutes. This will be done like or I don't know. Then again, was it my perception of time is just fucking awful and atrocious hell? Also.
Hey, that's what happens when you start talking about your hobbies. You just keep talking, and what happens is,
You lose
you realize,
track of
wait,
time.
yeah, you just like it's the next day, and you're still talking about your hobbies. That's me right there.
Basically, like I said, I'm a chatterbox, so it's just like, wait, what? Like, I can be, like, I'll tell somebody, oh, I'll talk to you for like 10 more minutes, and then we get into a really good subject, and it's just like, oh, wait, it's been like 2 hours, i.e., me and Zach's conversation. How many times has that happened? Like, I'll tell you, oh, I'll talk
Quite
to
a
you for like
bit.
5, hmm?
Quite a bit.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'll talk to you for like 5 more minutes, and we look, it's like, oh, it's like 2 hours later, crap, I'm supposed to apparently be going to sleep.
I mean, we got off topic, but this is actually,
Yeah, I mean,
guess
it's not really a topic in the first place, so it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, so it's like, but you know, I'm not gonna lie. When me and Zach go at it, we don't know how Shad's there. He's seen us. We talk it up. Like, we will talk for days. Me and Zach.
Yo.
Nah, so this stuff. So, but you should see me and Zach was when we ever get into like, oh god, like was it anything anime related, Power Rangers? Oh god, we've had so many freaking discussions. It's not even funny. Thing.
America's Super Sentai. Hell yeah.
Usually comparisons of the two and why Sentai is better.
I
Cause I'm sorry
I
about
mean, I don't know what it is, but if there was like a warrior style like game of like just Common Rider, I think I would just like play the hell out of it.
wow. So you like Kamen Rider that much?
Common Rider? Yeah, hell yeah.
See, for me, like the past week, I've just been sitting here playing like city builder after city builder.
Nothing wrong with that. Those are some fun games too.
I've been playing on my tablet, so I just like take it everywhere. I'm just like, city builder, city builder.
Cause this is The Sims, right?
There's one that I have in Sims. I have another one that I just downloaded earlier called Aquaopolis. It's an underwater one. So.
No, was it? Believe it or not, though, it wasn't until like after I became an adult that I actually started playing like the games like the Sims and stuff like that, and I never realized just like how addicted those games can actually become. It's just like no, like I had like one of the Sims, like one like the Sims games just for like my it was like I think it was for like my iPod Touch or whatever, and it was just like I was up on that damn thing like all the fucking time. And was it like it was like I had like 50 million different jobs, and then another one I had mastered several different professions and all this shit, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my god.
I mean, get me on the new Civ 5, Civilization 5, and you'll never see me again. It quite literally is the whole point of that game is like a very simplistic version of control your economy, and quite literally I just sit there and I don't know what it is, and I just get the joy of trying to control this, trying to expand and conquer and control my economy, and then eventually being this large ass army. It's kind of like why I like Rome Total War games a lot, or like Samurai Total War, because quite literally all you do in those games are you get the pretty much you get to run over there, control your economy, control a good bit of land, be the kingdom, and then on top of that be an expansive like ancient battles with each other kind of thing. Like here's it's as simple as this, right? Make the Roman Empire fight a country that they didn't even actually fight, basically.
Yeah, no, but I'll tell you, like, was it? I play like The Sims 4 basically here and there, right? I have 3 main households, and I'm not even kidding you. I have dedicated at least 2 or more hours alone to each household, just creating the household and getting their stories together and basically and like getting their stories and perfecting basically the households, because that is how into Sims I will basically get. Like I get into these characters, like they have like a backstory, like if they're a couple, like how they met, and like I literally would get into Sims like hard fucking cool. And I never thought I would ever get into it like that, because it's just so much fun. Like living it's just like you would never think that living a day-to-day life, like, because pretty much that's what it is. You're living a day-to-day life could be so freaking interesting, and it's just trying to keep up with the just it's so much fun. And literally
I mean, like I said, it's the same feel as playing like a Civ game. It's addicting. Or like still the City Builders, like Shad's been doing on his tablet, right? We no longer have to like get our 236 megabytes of RAM to be able to run a game like that. If anyone remembers that.
You need your 32 teraflops, man.
Oh god.
So like, I was like, was it any game like there was like a city builder? Like, oh my gosh! So like, I used to love just having like these big giant like immaculate cities with all this fun shit up in it, and just creating like my own town, like what the fuck I want up in. And those were just like, oh, those were the fun days. Shoot.
Like in middle school, right? They had Zoo Tycoon. They had the dinosaur Zoo Tycoon.
Yeah.
And on the computers, and I would just sit there and like they would tell like at lunchtime I would ignore everyone else and not talk to people, right? And I would just like play that the whole time. And then I bought a copy and I played the hell out of it. I always liked in those games, the park builders. That's all they are really.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that is. And I'm just sitting there like I like trapping the people inside and letting the T-Rex go loose and just like watching them suffer.
Wow.
Someone actually made a mod for that where after you build the zoo, it puts you on the opposite side from the gate and it turns into a first-person shooter until you have to escape the zoo you made.
That's
That would
crazy.
be fun.
That would be.
It's quite difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's just like, was it? I remember like, oh god, was it? I forgot what was the name of it, but it was just like I was playing the city builder, and it was just like I had like 5 different cities, and they all had like these different themes and stuff like that. It like I said, because like because I'll tell people basically my philosophy on stuff is that if you're gonna go into it full throttle, give it everything, and it's just like whenever I get into it, I will literally come up like
Yeah, get into it.
Really, Shad, really.
Yeah.
You just had to do it, didn't you? But yeah, it's just like I will really just come with like stories and all the other kind of stuff, and it's just like, and it's a great way to basically be creative. Basically, hey, that's the thing. It's just like if there's a game that can spark my the creative side of me, because I am a very like creative person, and I will definitely basically get into it. Which is why, hey, hell, like there was even a game like building your own like, I think it was like a freaking like theme park or whatever it was. Even that was just fun because I could, again.
I mean, that was like most of what SimCity was known for. Like God, there were like plenty other games. That was like that.
I have 2 copies of SimCity for the Super Nintendo.
Nice.
I got in a pawn shop. I found the N64 version of StarCraft.
Nice.
But see,
they were created.
But see, is it better with those types of games? Though I prefer to play them on PC than to play them on console.
No, why would you? Okay, it make more sense with a mouse and a keyboard at that point. It's quite literally, it is just you are quite literally pointing out just a piece of land, and from the get-go, those kind of games like Sims, Rome Total War, and the kind of things have always been on the PC, and they've been made to fit this platform essentially.
I think that they could also fit the tablet platform now with the touch.
You're right. It's a good. The tablet would be perfect for that, in which they are because you play them.
There's only one problem with putting an RTS on tablet. It cannot load as much stuff as you need it to. Like, they cannot process everything you need.
I'm talking about, like, in the future and just world builders. I'm not talking about RTS. Just RTS.
Hey, StarCraft on tablet.
No, okay, if you want to talk about RTS on console, Taylor Wars, man. Or, what I have is Command & Conquer Red Alert 2 on the PlayStation.
That actually is pretty okay.
But one thing I will say though, like I know this is like so random though, but it's just like, okay, no, this is basically like Sims though. I have to give it to people who like, when it comes to house designing in Sims, especially in Sims 4, I have to shout out all the people who can make those amazing, beautiful homes. I'm just saying, like, God fucking damn. I wish I could fucking do that. That's just freaking amazing. Okay, so how are we doing on time, Chad?
We are about to be done, guys. Just a second, I had something last bit to say to everybody. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed. It's been fun. I know I haven't talked that much today. I'm a little bit tired, but I will definitely be ready to go on next week. But next week we got a little bit less of an informal chat. We're gonna start doing one of our video game chats each month. Is going to be us doing this. It's gonna be just us sitting here just talking, and it'll be a little bit less informal than a lot of the other chats. It's not gonna really have a complete base to it. And that'll be probably about once a month that we'll do it. And I mean, I enjoyed it. I listened a lot. I mean, I didn't talk as much, but like I said, I was mine was for a totally different reason. Anyways, so next week's episode is going to be about going over Avatar: Last Airbender, and we're going to sit there and talk about that. We're going to talk about Korra for a little while. For some reason, my tablet, whenever I typed it into Skype, it wrote Legend of Korea, but we'll talk about that separately.
Oh yeah, and get ready for that one because honestly, like I said, that's one of my favorite shows of all time. So yeah,
So yeah.
I should go binge watch it and
Yes.
be so much. Okay.
Are we gonna go back and forth, Asian Tag? Right.
Well,
What's that?
one thing that we are going to be doing for that one is we're going to talk about Avatar. We're going to talk about Last Airbender. We're going to talk about Korra, and then we'll also be talking. We'll be talking about each one separately and each one together. So I definitely want to point that out because we're not going to just sit there and bash Korra the entire time like everybody already knows we're going to do.
No. Like I've seen Cora and Billy. I mean, like, I'll save it for next week.
Okay. Week after that, I have an idea, but I have not decided fully on the idea yet. So we'll figure out. I'll let the other guys know, and y'all may get a surprise somewhere on Twitter between now and the week after Airbender, and that's gonna be letting y'all know what that third one is. That third one is the Avatar one is going to actually be the first week of. Yeah, it's going to be the first week of August, guys. So, hope to see. Actually, that's going to come out on the 1st of August. So, see y'all back then. Want to say goodbye. Until the next time.
Goodbye.
See you.
Yay!